looking at the NFL Network, and I was listening to the NFL channel in the ride, and somebody said Carson Palmer is a potential Hall of Famer, man. What the hell? The big one in the past would have mailed in that game and lost. This looks like a different Bengals team than this year. Exactly, angry black man. It does look like a different Bengals team. And you know what I believe? You know why I believe that is, ABM? I believe it's a different team because they are not leaving the game in Andy Dalton's hands. They are letting Joe Mixon. Look, I want you to think about this. The last 2 weeks, the Bengals struggled. It was only one difference. Joe Mixon was at the crib. He was in street clothes. You put Joe Mixon out there again. You know, this goes back to other shows. Defunking the premise of this is a passing league. And here's another example of you get your running back or a big ass inside joke for me and Anthony Aquarius. Joe Mixon comes back, 22 carries, 93 yards, and next thing it's a balanced attack, and the Bengals win. And Angry Black Man is 1,000% correct. Back in the day, the Bengals would have folded like a damn tent, and this would have been a wrap. I do believe this is a different Bengals team because they're just telling Andy Dalton again, like I was just saying, the defense is saying, we're going to get you back in this. Motherfucker, don't blow this. He didn't blow it. AJ Green did his thing, 6 receptions for 112 yards. Now you got the deep ball, you got the running game, they got intermediate. The Bengals are a solid team, and they're one of the more talented teams in the league. Keep an eye on them. I actually had them as a playoff team this year before the league season started. Guess who's looking like a genius? Your boy. But that's not. I'm not here to break my arm, pat myself on the back, even though my elbow is hurting right now because I've been doing it all week. But Joe from Houston, big ass. Oh yeah. That's the inside joke. I'm gonna give you a little history on that. Sidebar. This ain't got nothing to do with sports. Hey, Joe from Houston. Me and my man Anthony Aquarius. We had a homie named Nat. When a sexy girl walked past, he'd be like, "Man, she got a nice ass." That was where that came from. It was an inside joke. But yeah. It's just being silly, man. But back to the Ravens, man. The Ravens lost to the Cleveland Browns. Another game your boy picked right. I'm on a roll. I must be butter. Stuart Scott. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott. But the Ravens and the Browns. For whatever reason, everybody was big up in Baker Mayfield. Folks, miss me with that. Me and Big Illinois, we were having a conversation about this. And I don't see the Baker Mayfield match. He made one play at the end of the game. You got to give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm trying to figure out. This dude threw the ball 43 times, 342 yards for one touchdown and an interception. When are we celebrating that? When the hell are we celebrating that? One touchdown, one interception for 342 yards. Again, if you are telling me the NFL has created a world to whereas the quarterback, it is a quarterback-friendly league, scoring-friendly league, why are we giving people credit for being average? You threw the ball 43 times and had 343 yards and one touchdown. Y'all did not score one touchdown this game. How are we celebrating that? But, you know what we're celebrating. Because it's hype. It's the propaganda machine. I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't understand why y'all keep falling for football fans. We got to be more. We are intelligent. We're not basketball fans. No disrespect to Angry Black Man. That was actually just a shot at my man, Angry Black Man, trying to make him angry because he already a black man. But it takes us to the final game that I'm going to do before I go to the next topic. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Again, Kerryon Johnson gets 70 yards rushing, gets 12 carries. And guess what? The Detroit Lions and their defense step up and beat Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Now, it's easy, again, to look at the stats and say, see, man, Aaron Rodgers had a bad game and da-da-da-da-da. No, Aaron Rodgers had a bad half, and he brought them back, killed it. But the problem is you got a kicker who missed 3 field goals and a couple extra points to the sum of 10 points. They lost by 8. Case closed. Now, with that being said, you do have to have balance. When you create something that's called balance, a balanced offense, you will have a better chance at obtaining your ultimate goal, which is victory. I'm tired of beating that dead horse, but I'm going to keep beating it, man. I'm going to keep beating it. Which leads me to another issue. Rings. We got rings. You got rings, Super Bowls, championships. You name it. That was whack as hell. But anyway, when did one ring, and this goes for all the sports, at one point in the history of this league, I remember growing up, the first time I ever heard it was 1982 Super Bowl, Washington Redskins versus the Miami Dolphins. Who I got somebody chiming in, 3 field goals missed in the first half with empty drives, can't do that and win on the road. Then across with my fantasy kicker. Damn, that sting, Angry Black Man. Yeah, man. Kickers, man. Man, being a former football player, kickers not even football players. You can get a girl to do that, man. Kickers can literally be out there in sweatpants. Flat out, man. Y'all don't want me to get on that kicker thing. But back to the other topic. Champions. When did winning a championship become not enough? We got a guy by the name of LeBron James. He's lambasted because he hasn't won as many championships as Jordan. We are not paying attention to this dude being able to defend in his era all 5 positions. We're not looking at this dude who's 6'8". He's Karl Malone and he can play any position on the court. We're not looking at anything that this young man is doing, but we just going, well, he don't have enough rings, and we actually criticize LeBron James for losing in the finals. You hear silly ass statements like, Aaron Rodgers only has 1 ring. Am I the only person is hearing Aaron Rodgers only has 1 ring and going, what the hell are you talking about? Since 1988, over 55,000 people have played in the NFL. And of those 55,000 people, I would argue less than 5,000 of those people have rings. So when did winning a championship become a bad thing? He only has 1 championship. So does Dr. J. He only has 1 championship. So does Nate Archibald. So does Jerry West. So does Oscar Robertson. They only have 1 championship. So does Clyde Drexler. He only has 1 championship. So does Ken Stabler. He only has 1 Super Bowl. So Phil Simms only quarterback 1 Super Bowl champion. He has 2 rings, but he only quarterback 1. Steve Young only has 1 championship. These are Hall of Fame ball players that I'm naming. When did a championship become not enough? Now I understand that Michael Jordan won 6, and that was awesome, man. Isaiah Thomas won 2, Magic won 5, Kareem won 6. But those are anomalies. Those are outliers. How can you diss somebody who is getting to the championship round? And true indeed, LeBron haters, he choked his ass off against Dallas. But I need somebody to point out another instance in where he choked for a series. Don't tell me about a bad game, because everybody in the history of sports has had a bad game in big moments. If you don't believe your God, aka Michael Jordan, had a bad game, I need you to go back to the mid-90s when he came back to basketball. Him driving the baseline, everybody in the stadium thought he was going to shoot, and he passed it off to Scottie Pippen, threw it over his head. Later on in that series, Nick Anderson dollared him. For those who don't know what dollar is, in the Chicagoland area, we call your basketball your money. And if you take your money, you got dollared. So, Nick Anderson dollared him. Michael Jordan had a bad series. I don't give a damn if he was playing checkers early that year. His ass was, he wasn't playing checkers when he hit the Knicks with that double nickel. So don't tell me about, well, he wasn't in full shape. Hey man, that dude had, at that point, he had already won a series in the first round, and he had played like 18, 20 basketball games. He was in shape. He just wasn't himself that series. He just wasn't himself. So with that being said, help me understand, again, man, 773-797-2409, 773-797-2409 if you want to chime in. When did one ring become not enough? Ask Karl Malone, ask Jim Kelly, ask Dan Marino. I can go through the list of excellent ball players that would love to only have one Super Bowl. Okay, Joe, think have the same energy if he was in shape and had 55. Exactly. Same thing I just said, Joe. Same energy, man. It takes the same energy to score 55 points. Take more energy to score more than 55 points. So I ain't trying to hit that nonsense either, Joe. It's foolishness. It's just the same as anything else. When it's your guy, the narrative changes. The narrative changes when it's your guy. I just don't understand how losing in the finals is a bad thing. You know, one of my favorite personalities in sports is a guy by the name of Rob Parker. Rob Parker tears LeBron up. I've been accused of being a LeBron James apologist. I'm not. I'm going to criticize LeBron when necessary. I'm going to big up him when it's necessary. But I still wonder, with all these people who come through sports, the Barry Bonds, the King Griffey Jr.'s, the Reggie Jacksons, the Michael Jordan, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Patrick Ewings, Karl Malone's, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly's, and all these names that we laud over and we celebrate these guys and they haven't won. When do we get to the point where we celebrate, we are tearing down dudes who actually won? Kevin Durant needs to win on his own. Well, and I ain't ever seen nobody win championship 5-on-1. And I never will. So, how is his championship less validated than anybody else's? Man, if anybody want to chime in, that's the question of the week, man. When did one ring become not enough? Because, like I was saying a second ago before Joe made that good statement, that made that great comment in the chat room, 1983, first time I heard it again in 86 by Bill Parcells. First time I heard it was Joe Theismann. That's his real name, Joe Theismann. They changed his name to Theismann because they were trying to get him to win the Heisman. His real name is Joe Theismann. But Joe Theismann, I'm going to give him his props. He go along with it, so I'm going to go with it. He said, hey, man, we doing this for a big check and a big-ass ring because then we'll be champions and nobody can take that from us. Bill Walsh said at the end of the game, at the end of 1986-87 Super Bowl, we the Super Bowl champs, can't nobody take this from us. We'll always be the champs. Just like, hey, when you win a champion, when you win a belt in boxing, they don't say former heavyweight champ. When you retire, they go, what's up, champ? Because Buster Douglas will always be the champ. And he laid down his next fight. But Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson to become the heavyweight champion of the world. So, why is it that Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, LeBron James, why they this? Because they only have one championship. And you love it. The name of the game is winning. It's all great. It's a great feat to make the finals, greater feat to win the finals. We can't give consideration of No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying give out participation trophies, Angry Black Man. I'm really not saying that. But with that being said, how can we knock down somebody who not only participated, got to the mountaintop? How do we do that? I'm listening. I'm open now. I'm down for this conversation. If you want, man, call the show. I'd love to have that conversation with you. Call the show. You know.